Oh, good evening. This is the Four Valley Boys show. I'm your host, moderator, Fabian Vixen. My guys will be on with me in a minute. And on tonight's hot episode, March Madness starts in about a week and a half. Brackets come out next Sunday. We will be live when the brackets hit. I know that's Oscar night as well. Centers should be picking up about 7 awards. But we're going to break down the brackets and talk about centers at the same time. NBA, who's going to be an MVP? And Michael's face-off category. It's a good one. It's a good category. NFL draft position preview running backs. We might get to that. Which career would you rather have, Carmelo Anthony or Draymond Green? That's a very compelling question. I'm gonna ask: are we talking about the entire career, college and NBA, or are we talking about just NBA? All that, a lot more. Excuse me. For Valley Boy Show. Let's get the thing started. Hey, yeah. And this is the Fort Valley Boys show. And that's on a little country. Fort Valley Boys show. Fort Valley Boys show. That way it sounds a little bit better. As you know, we haven't did our sponsors in a long time. So did I delete them out because we haven't got paid from them. So that's why we haven't been doing them. But Crazy Straws. You crazy and you drink out of straws. We combine the thing. Crazy Straws. If you like drinking out of crazy things and you like drinking out of straws, Crazy Straws is your move. Just for men, as you can see, I do not have all black beard. It is all the way gray, mostly, and I'm not changing it. But for those that might want to change it, go ahead and drop some of that Beijing. Drop some of that Beijing or just for men. It's a little cleaner. Oh, hold on. We got a special guest coming on the show. Dear friend of mine for 32 years almost. And I got a favorite song for him. Where do we go from here?
Damn, Randall. What's the deal, Mr. Vix? It'll be 32 years, bro.
Hey, I got a child almost 30 years old.
Exactly. Me too. It's been a long time, Faye. Actually, Faye, it's be 31. You came down to 95, right?
95, yep.
So 95. It'd be 31 for us. It'd be 31.
I did add an extra year on there just because. So I also have an announcement to make. This is a pop. Well, let me get to the sponsors that we haven't shouted out in a while. We still haven't got paid. So we're still waiting to get paid. It's been 6 years. We haven't got paid. David's podcast, Chopping It Up, D. Ronald. He talks about everything. You got a Patreon page. Patreon the nigga, okay?
Patreon it up, baby.
Arizona Tea, 99 cents. You have diabetes in how many seconds, Damon?
0.5.
0.5 seconds.
Sound about right.
Once you pop the can, you have diabetes. You pre-diabetic.
Pretty much.
Pre-diabetic. When you take the first sip.
If you pre-diabetic, you pop the can and you inhale it, your A1C just went to 10.
10, that's not good.
Not good at all.
If you go past 5.9, you diabetic. If you at 10, just go ahead and go to the hospital. Just go on over there.
Yes, sir.
Still somebody we go over. Your Ozempic. Just go ahead and take that. Get you right in there. Right in there. And of course, our favorite sponsor, I forgot to fix me some Crown Royal XO ginger ale. I'm going to start with the backward question first, which I think is going to be interesting because you have some buy-in on this. I'm going to start with the last question first. 2 NBA players. One's in the Hall of Fame. One's going to be a Hall of Famer. Probably the first Hall of Famer that was a triple single. Draymond Green, who's won 4 championships with the Golden State Warriors, went to a Final Four in 2011 versus Carmelo Anthony, who won the national championship as a freshman. Not just won it, he led the team to the championship, which led Roy Williams to leave Kansas to go to North Carolina. Which career would you rather have? I'm gonna do like Stephen A. Put you on the big screen.
That's a good one, Faye. So it really, if you asking me, the ultimate goal in any sport is to win the championship. If you are an accolade guy that want to just go by accolades, that's most people probably would pick Carmelo because over 20,000 point scorer. He did win a national championship. He's put up all NBA numbers. But if you look at Draymond, Defensive Player of the Year, multiple All Defensive Player, first team, if I'm not mistaken, and 4 NBA championships where you were, I ain't gonna say a huge part, but you were a part of it. You know, the guy that can bring the ball up, pass, make some clutch shots, plays very good defense, don't mind guarding anybody from 1 to 5. If it's me, I would probably go with Draymond's career. Because here's the thing, both of them are Hall of Famers, in my opinion. What's gonna get Draymond in the Hall of Fame is the multiple all defensive teams and the Defensive Player of the Year. The 4 NBA championships probably would too, but if my goal is to win that championship, I'll probably go with Draymond. Now, me, you asking somebody who likes defense in all sports. So if you was to ask somebody who was offensive, they probably would pick Carmelo, really pick on the person. But me, I would like to be Draymond. That's just me.
For me, if I hate to say it, I'm picking Draymond too. Now, don't get me wrong, Carmelo was a walking bucket.
Yes.
He won a national title as a freshman, and Boeheim notoriously don't really play freshmen like that back then.
He ain't had no choice in this one though.
And he had no choice on him. And yeah, don't forget he had Jerry McNamara also too, shooting
right,
shooting the cover off the ball. If you go back to Jay Boeheim to I think 86, I think they lost in the final. Was it 86 or 89? I know they lost in 96. I'm going back a little further.
Yeah, but I think it is 86 because in 96 it was Todd Bergen and John Wallace and Otis Smith. They went to the Final Four, and I think the national title game. But
yeah, they lost Kentucky by 8, I think.
Yes, but if you, like I say, really, Fabe, it really depends. It really depends on the person. Like you may have an offensive person. Like I want to say they talked about this on Gil's Arena, and Gil was saying Gilbert Arenas, who himself is a scorer. I think he picked Melo, but me personally, I've always what's up, Reggie? I've always looked at it from I'm a defensive dude. Everything I defense carries to me, it travels. So with Draymond pretty much willing to guard any and everybody, and I ain't gonna say he was a juggernaut offensively, but he was a cog. Like Steph can run up the court, Draymond can bring it up and hit him in his spots. It wasn't much this Steph didn't have to worry about bringing up the ball 40% of the time. You know what I'm saying? He was a cog of those 4 championships. Like I said, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. Melo went to the right team, he would have multiple championships.
If he went to Detroit, if Detroit would
have drafted him,
there's a dynasty.
Probably would have beat San Antonio that in 05.
It would be in 05. They'll beat the Mavericks in 06. In 07, they'd beat the Spurs again.
See, my thing is that Pistons team, as tough as they was,
they could not score. They could not score.
Right. That option of having a 6'8" guy who can score from all levels they could have built the dynasty, man.
Yeah, that was the dynasty. I think the plan was Darko. Okay, we're gonna bring Mike in on this right quick. We got Michael Andre on the show with us tonight. Michael, what do you do?
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
Goodness gracious alive. Hey Mike.
You're not gooning, are you?
Hey, Damon, man. Hey, Fred.
He weird. Hey
I'm
Mike.
gonna say you're not gooning on the air, are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
You not. You got to get in on this question, Mike. Faye started from the bottom. He started off tough, man. Whose career would you rather have? Would you rather have Melo's or Draymond's? I said Draymond's. Faye said Draymond's.
Did you get some girlfriend?
That's why I put that question on there, man. That's tough, man.
Reggie, get on the call. Also, Reggie, you got the link. Get on the call.
My goodness, that's tough. I don't even want to answer that question.
I don't think nobody's answer is wrong, Mike, to be honest, because you tell me how you feel about this. You a point guard. You deal with scores, you deal with it depends on the person, right? Like an offensive player, a Gilbert Arenas, a Kevin Durant, they will probably say, well, I'd rather be Draymond unless the fierce Melo, unless the fierce competitor. The goal I always said was to win a championship. Draymond got 4, and it wasn't like he was a bench player in there. He was a good major contributor.
All right, so let me ask y'all this. The NCAA championship that Melo got and him being arguably, can we say, Fade, that can we say Carmelo is one of the top 20, 30 players of all time? Is that a stretch?
I don't think it is. I mean, we might need to do a 25 for 25 list for top 25 college basketball players in the last 25 years.
We did that already. We done that.
We did?
I think Melo was one when we did that show.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna
find go back because so
I'm talking about top 25 players NBA.
Oh, NBA. Okay, NBA. Yeah, Melo's probably 30. I don't know if you dare to say go 25, because when you drill down to it, the one decision he made that messed up his career when he signed that 5-year extension instead of the 3 years, he'd have been in Miami.
With LeBron now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was their first pick. It wasn't Bosh. It was Melo.
But he signed a 5-year.
But he signed that deal.
Someone who could move around without being.
I mean, is it safe to say that Draymond is a Hall of Famer? Because basically we got 2 Hall of Famers here.
Yeah, Melo's already inducted to the Hall of Fame. Melo's already a Hall of Famer.
That's what I'm saying. Is Draymond a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
I believe he is.
Just the first single player to be in the Hall of Fame, but yeah.
That's tough, man. That's
because if you look at it, let's put the stats aside. Let's put the stats aside for Draymond. We know what his averages is: points, rebounds, and assists.
If you cannot tell a story of basketball, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Just that simple.
Yeah.
What is his career stats then?
Single, triple single.
I think it's 9 points, 6 assists, and I think, baby, I have to look it up. I'm guessing 9.6 assists and maybe 5 rebounds. But you also gotta look. I think this man made 8 or 9 first team all defense teams. He the defensive player of the year. Those stats may get him in the Hall of Fame. Those accolades, I should say, may get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. 8.7 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists.
Okay. I went too far.
Triple single.
That's a hell of a career for who he played for. He won 4 championships with playing with 3 of the top shooters to ever live. Hey, who would I rather have? What career would I rather have? I'm going to say, I might agree with you, Damon. I might go Draymond with 4 championships. Well, how much valuable y'all is a NCAA championship?
To me, it's some value in that to me, because especially if you're if you're looking at how Carmelo, yes, Hakeem Ward got the block. I get it. If Carmelo was not on that team, can you
Well, they don't win no
literally
championship without Carmelo.
That's my point. That's my point. So as a freshman, he came in and took Jim Boeheim to a place he's never been, an NCAA champion. He's gotten to the games, he's never won it. And he done it as a freshman. So if you look at what Carmelo, it was him and Bron. Those were the guys. Bron said, I ain't going to Ohio State, I'm going straight to the league. He went to Syracuse, won a national title, something Jim Boeheim never got. And he did it averaging a little under 20 a game. So I'm saying that holds weight because of where he went and what he did. And then he comes into the league, like Fave said, he was a walking bucket, inside out mid-range three-pointer. He was a bucket getter. So I can't really say
it depends on how much y'all value or how much we value a world championship over NCAA championship.
It don't even matter about the value because Draymond got fouled on things.
It would
should have been 6.
And he didn't win a national title. He got to the Final Four like Fab.
No, got to the championship. Got to the championship game against North Carolina. They got blowed out.
Right.
But if you look at it, Draymond should have had 6 on things. They should have 6. If KD wasn't hurt in 19,
you can also blame him for the one they lost.
No, we can't. No, we'll blame him for game 5. But they still had to play 2 more games. That's what folks don't realize. Let me cook for a second. Yeah, you got suspended game for you won by 9 points. Your team was still better without you, and you still lost by 10. The next game, you lost by 20 with you back in the game. Curry should have been suspended for game 7 for throwing a mouthpiece at a ref.
Yeah.
If David Stern was the commissioner, Steph Curry would have been suspended.
Oh yeah, he was out of there. He was gone.
And if David Stern was the commissioner, Draymond would have missed the rest of the finals.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Draymond.
Okay, listen to this. I just pulled up Melo's his stats. So 28,289 points, 22.5 a game, 7,400 rebounds. That's a little over 6. 2890 in assists, a little under 3. He's 3 all-time. 10 all-time all-star selections. So if we looking, they don't have his all NBA. I'm trying to see if I can find that.
I got it right here. Hold
on. I was wrong. This dude was like, he was less than 1,800 points from scoring 30,000 points. Mm-hmm. So if you looking at this cat, like once again, Fave nailed it. The man was a bucket getter, man. Yeah, I don't know if you can really, it depends on, like Mike said, how do we value each championship, NCAA and NBA? It depends on who you ask, whose career they want, if you really want to be honest.
Yeah, he had consecutively from 2005-06 season to 2012-2013, all NBA third, NBA third, NBA third, NBA second, NBA third, NBA second. That's all NBA teams.
Okay, so he made at least second or third over 5 or 6 times?
6 years in a row. Then he made the all NBA first team.
Yeah, I can't say that anybody would be wrong if they picked either one of them, because it really depends on the person. Like Mike, me and you talk about it all the time, and Fave, I'm gonna bring you in this conversation. Me and Mike always say that the goal when you get to the NBA is a championship. That's the goal. You want to get a championship. Now, most people get mad at the other players because our era, we wanted to beat each other. These cats, they want to win, and they want to win whether it's with you or we beat you. Because the goal really is to get the championship. That's the goal. So, Faye, if me and you, Mike was on a team, we play you in the finals. You got us down. I'm talking about Kevin Durant. You got us down. We come back and beat you. I call you, Faye, like, hey, man, come on over here, bro. You can get your championship. Does that make you wrong for coming to join us?
If I'm getting a call, well, let me look at this. I said this on Facebook. I went back to I remember my post popping up. He's a free agent. He could choose to go where he wanted to go.
There you go.
Now, people like Ball A. Smith talking about the competitive balance of the game wasn't fair. The NBA final wasn't even fun to watch no more. Neither is watching your hairline go back. That wasn't fun. That's not fun either right now.
See, he's the type of person because he just. I heard the comments with him and Mike. I need your input on this question. I heard the comment. Did y'all hear about him and how him and Draymond was going back and forth?
No, I ain't heard
Nico Harrison?
Yeah, Nico Harris. You ain't hear Mike? Okay, so Draymond was like, this man will never get another job because he traded Luka to the Lakers, and y'all don't know why he traded Luka. You don't know the intimate details and what the issues we had. And he went at Stephen A. Smith was saying about him not having a job, even though Stephen A. Smith tried to clear it up and say, I didn't say he didn't deserve the job. I'm saying he got fired because of what he did. So Draymond took offense to it and brought up how you real close to Jerry Jones, but you don't dog Jerry Jones when he do stupid stuff. And Stephen A. Smith, it was just a bunch of back and forth. Now, one thing Draymond did say that I agree with, that I would have to really watch, I really don't see him dogging Jerry Jones like he did Nico Smith.
He don't.
He'll say something a little smart, but that's his guy. He don't never say nothing wrong out cold about Jerry Jones. And I could be wrong, fellas. I could be flat wrong, but I just don't see it. So, Mike, if you hear your name, you the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, and you made a trade that you felt like your star player wasn't given everything, and you just wanted to start over, and you hear your name, how would you feel about that, man?
I may address it, but then again, Stephen A. Smith ain't in this locker room. He ain't a part of this organization, so I may ignore it. It's just like somebody saying something about you in your house with your wife and kid. You're not in here, so what you say and think don't matter.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I actually agree with you on that.
If you want to become an art buyer, why don't you just stay in school another year?
But it's still, in the end, you still look at somebody saying, like you said, Mike, you ain't in here. You don't know what's going on. That's the only problem I have with the media. Because you really don't know what's going on. You don't know what happened and why it came to this point.
Man, if y'all get a chance, go look up Russell Westbrook. Had an interview the other day with the Sacramento media. Man, y'all ought to see how he was on him. He didn't cuss or nothing, but Russell Westbrook really put them in their place the other day. Go pull up that interview.
I saw some of it. Yeah. Now, reason why KD left is that's part of the reason right there with Russ. But Dave, I'm gonna give you a quick addendum to add to that. Stephen A. Smith don't come for Jerry Jones, some white men, but all white women. But he come after all blacks. Let's make that addendum.
He usually say, and unlike you, Fabe, I don't really have an issue with the dude. It's certain stuff that I have an issue with. Like certain things that he bring out, I really don't think he should. It should be addressed, like he say, man to man. He'll come meet you, he'll do this. He'll, certain things I don't believe he should address in the public. Now, if they bring the public out, because the Mavericks went ham on him, and he went ham back. Now, they started it. I ain't mad at it.
No, you mean the Pelicans? The Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry, the Pelicans. My bad. They went in on him. I thought it was funny, and he went back in on them. So, to me, They started it. I'm gonna finish it. That's how we used to do when we were joning. So if it's a point where you have to come out and defend yourself, I'm cool with it. Certain things I don't think should come out. But people look at Draymond and it's things that he do is the way he plays, because a lot of us do believe he played dirty. You know what I'm saying? But if you really think about it, like James Worthy said, y'all think Draymond was dirty. Try letting Dennis Rodman guard you. That man would pull on you, grab your gonads. He did all types of stuff, bro, to get under your skin.
The guy at gonads.
Yeah, he grabbed the gonads.
It got gonads.
Yeah, he grabbed the gonads.
Jenny.
Yeah,
he got my gonads.
He grabbed he would grab gonads.
That's my nuts.
Mike, did you agree with somebody defending you and they try to hit you in the gonads?
Michael grabbed my gonads.
Babe, I hate you, bro.
Ocho! Hey, Ocho!
I hate you, Fade. No, I mean, I just would say, me personally, let me have Draymond career, because I got, like you said, I got 4 of them things, bro. I got 4 of them things.
Trey Lewis.
What up, Trey?
Salute you right back. There we go. That way the camera can see it.
I go with that, cuz I honestly will go. And like I say, it depends on the person. To me,
y'all didn't hear me, could you?
No, we didn't hear you. You had to jump back on.
He touched my gonads. He touched my gonads. He touched my gonads.
When they were playing.
He touched my gonads.
And that's what I was just about to say about Draymond. Draymond ain't, people gonna classify him dirty. Draymond is just passionate. Damon, that's how I play, like Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's my point. What I was saying was, listen to James Worthy when he did an interview. He was like, y'all think Draymond was dirty? How Dennis Rodman guarding you? He would pull on your shirt, he would tug your shorts, he would tap you on the butt in a certain type of way. He'd hit you in the gonads. He would do all type of stuff to get under your skin. You know what I'm saying?
That part of the game, man.
That's my point. Back then, it was a part of the game. Now, like, you can breathe on somebody wrong. That I can't get mad because the game evolves. I get it. But I'm used to a little physicality. I like a little physicality in basketball. Seems like it makes it makes or breaks you sometime, because too much finesse. I'm not into all the finesse. I need a mixture of both.
All right, what we got next, Fate?
All right, let's go ahead and go to the NCAA. We're about to head into
the ball is tipped. Mm-hmm. And there you are. You're running for your life, man. This is the greatest time.
Yeah, he knows how he started.
He knows how he started, man. Some of these boys got their automatic bids. Yep. The big conferences about to get their conference tournament start. Michigan State lost a really good game.
Man, that game was good today, Dan.
That was a really good game.
Basketball game. Man.
He say the ball to tip, because he like the tip balls, because he touched gonads.
That's that one-time moment, boy.
That game was good. Here's what I will say about Michigan. And I say about Michigan State. Michigan State runs as Luxembourg go. He get going, that opens it up for all the shooters. And if they own like they was today, they gonna play good defense, just like States. They gonna play good defense. But that team goes as Jeremy Fears go. He got to keep himself calm, man. He can't keep kicking people. You know what I'm saying? That was the turning point to me, even though it was a lot of them. State was playing pretty decent, but he got to control himself. He got to learn how to control himself.
Carson Cooper shot the daylights out the ball, too.
Yeah.
They played some ball. Man, it really Fade, man. It's about, I think, 8 to 10 teams that could win it. Duke, Michigan, Arizona, UConn, Florida. I think Michigan State got the potential. I think Illinois, Houston. If Alabama gets hot, Alabama's a team that could win it.
Road Tide.
Road damn Tide. So it's about eight or nine teams that can
I
win it.
would go with the top four I would go with the top four you named though. Duke, Michigan, Arizona, UConn. Those would be the ones that would be my favorites. My sleeper probably will be Houston.
Watch out for Iowa State.
Iowa
Iowa
State
State
is
is
good, but my sleeper will probably be Houston and then maybe Florida because you talking about those two teams that they're deep and they play very good defense, especially Houston. Now, Illinois is finesse and they're big too, though. So if you got those cats that can really shoot and they got size, see, that's what makes Michigan, Duke special. They got size, they play defense, and their bigs are versatile. Cameron Boozer probably could be the number one pick, but you got a lot of them that you can argue would be. But Boozer is that dude. He's his daddy with more of a sweeter touch.
I
So,
think, man. I think when it comes to the tournament, with where we at now with NIL, you're gonna see less and less. Remember about 5-6 years ago when we had a tournament, it was number like 11 or 12, 13 seed. The tournament has become top heavy now with Power 14. And let me just
yeah.
say this before we keep going. Miami, Ohio is in the tournament, y'all. They 31-0. Yes, they done had a schedule that wasn't the greatest, but Miami, Ohio, they in regardless. So we can end this talk about Miami, Ohio not getting in. They 31-0. They'll get in the tournament.
I don't know how you can really. I understand strength of schedule, but any team that's 31-0 or 31-1, if they lose in the MAC, how can you keep them out?
Because look who they played.
I get that. But what did you used to tell me all the time, Mike? You can only play
I
who's
can
in
only
front
play
of me.
who I can play.
I can only
That's
play
it.
who in front of me. That's what you
Yeah.
that was always your argument with me. I can only play who's in front of me.
Yeah,
So in the end, I mean, what you think, Faye?
yeah, I
Now,
agree because look at
Faye,
yeah.
let me set a scenario up for you. 31-0 Miami, Ohio. Let's say they lose in the first round next week in the MAC tournament. They 31-1. Auburn finished the regular season 16-15. Let's say they make a run. Who deserves to get that spot, in your opinion?
Oh, the team that 31-0, 31-1.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
I can't in this instance, dude. I can't really.
So you taking a mid major over a power team that's done
yeah,
But the
played
mid
half the
major,
world.
but the mid major. Here's my thing. This is where it gets a little bit unfair, and I'm using your argument, Mike, that we didn't have 4-5 years ago. It would be totally unfair to punish Miami of Ohio because they play in the MAC, and then you give Auburn, who was less than mediocre in the SEC, a bid.
Keyword, SEC. You said SEC now.
Right, but they were mediocre in the SEC. It wasn't like so. My thing, if you say a 20-12 Auburn, okay, but you said 16-15. I don't know if I'm sitting on the committee and saying just because they played in the SEC, they still 16-15. You finna punish a 31-1 team because they play in the MAC? I don't think that's right.
Now I think Miami of Ohio gonna get in, but at the same time, Auburn done played a lot of quad one games now.
I understand that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I get it. But it also falls, it's a mid-major team. It's 68 squads that's supposed to get in. It's not like football, bro, where you battling to get in one of 16 spots or one of 12 spots or one of 8 spots, and you in a non-conference, non-power 4 squad, and you make it because it's an automatic bid for you. This to me, they destroyed their conference in the regular season. So somebody lucked up and beat them in a tournament. They get punished for it. That's how I look at that. Oh man, St. Louis, I forgot about them. They pretty good. I ain't gonna say they great, but they play good defense too.
yeah. I got the projected brackets up right now. Duke is going to be the number 1 overall seed. Michigan's going to be number 2 overall seed. Scroll down right here, Georgia and St. Louis. St. Louis is going to be a problem. I might pick them to make a little move depending where they're at. Arkansas is a 5 seed, which means they're probably going to lose in the first round. But like I said, these things can change. Like Stephen A. Smith said, it's fluid.
They get a win or two in that conference. Arkansas may go up to 4.
Yeah, they probably go up to 4, and I'm sliding them right over. Kansas has been struggling of late.
Of late, yes.
I wouldn't mind sliding Kansas over here, flip them, and put Arkansas up here. I put Kansas at 5 seed. North Carolina, they are not going far in this tournament without Caleb Wilson. Wilson's out for the
No,
rest
they're
of the year.
not. Agreed.
They are done. Matter of fact, they got them against Miami, Ohio. They're done. I can see North Carolina losing the first round if this bracket holds like it is.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Now, Kentucky, that's a low seed. I haven't seen them as a 7 seed in a couple years. I think
But that's going to be a good game.
Kentucky, Iowa.
Yeah, because Iowa has big guards that can shoot. Foster, and then they got the nation's second leading assist man in Braden Smith. That's going to be that dude know how to find people.
Braden Smith, I thought he played at Purdue.
No, what's I can't think of the second leading assist man in the nation plays for Purdue. I can't think of his name.
Braden Smith, you said it, man.
No, he played for Purdue.
You said that. I know.
Okay, well, he played for Purdue.
You were talking about Iowa.
Oh, my bad. You're right. So yeah. So Iowa does have big guards. I'm thinking of Purdue, but they do got big guards that can shoot. Kentucky, though, I think they got enough to beat Iowa, but that next matchup is gonna kill them.
This the problem.
I'm gonna tell you a team, Fade, man, and if they catch the right bracket and the right break, Georgia could make some noise like to the second weekend. I ain't saying no Final Four, I ain't saying no national championship, but Georgia, if they catch the right bracket, they could be a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah, on problem is they're in the same upper bracket with Duke.
That's what I was just going to say.
Well, see, that's just projected right there.
That's projected. So,
and let me say
if I'm looking at this 8-9 matchup, if that turns to be true, Georgia kill Ohio State.
Let me say something real quick, Damon. Call Fade took a shot at Calipari. Arkansas will probably make a run. They got the best guard in America. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Darius Aker is the best guard in the country.
He from the crib, bro. He a monster.
So don't underestimate them now. They made a run to the Sweet 16 last year, I think.
Here's my thing though, Mike. I think if they get a couple wins in this tournament, they won't be a 5 seed. They're gonna probably be a 4. And they may put them in another. They may put them in another bracket. So to jump on your point, you probably are right because Acuff is a dog. I would be scared to play Arkansas, and I'd be scared to play BYU.
Now BYU, they lost Richie Sanders. They
did.
He tore his ACL, so he done for the year. But like teams that's kind of under the radar that people need to be concerned about. People need to be concerned about Georgia. Watch out for Wisconsin, because Wisconsin, this time of the year, they always figure out a way and turn it on. And watch out for Alabama, man. Like Alabama got some, they got some dudes for real.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, they're 3 seed in the look like this is the West bracket.
The West.
They're in Illinois.
Alabama gonna have a problem. Go back to up 8. Back down. My bad. They're gonna have Alabama. They get past. They're gonna have a problem, probably with they may get past BYU. It's probably gonna be an issue in the upper part of that bracket for Alabama. It'll probably be that they may get all the way. They may get all the way to play Arizona.
I don't trust Arizona yet. Arizona ain't gonna make the final. Make the Elite 8.
Now Illinois may give people some problems too. Bama may have a problem with Illinois because they like I say, they big, but they do have some finesse in them. They big men can shoot.
All right, this problem I have with the bracket. Yeah, Danny Hurley has lost 4 games this year, right? They lost 4 games. They have been. This team has been awesome this year. Now you wet the bed on Saturday, and Danny Hurley is going to be the downfall of this team. I mean, Danny Hurley, the way he had some sidelines gonna cost his team a game like he did this past Saturday, and like he did in the Maui Invitational last year. It cost them games.
He a hothead, man.
Now, that being said, they only lost 4 games, but one of the games that they won was against Florida back in November. But yet they have Florida as the switching spots with them as the number 1 seed. Do you see that? Do you see that being equitable? And do you see Florida hold? If UConn wins out, do you think UConn deserves the 1 seed over Florida?
Yeah. Because you just said it. They won the head-to-head. They won the head-to-head. If UConn wins out, they beat one of the teams that's fighting for that seed. They won the head-to-head. Why wouldn't you head?
Oh shit!
I would say they won it. They have to have that number 1 seed. That's just me.
Who the hottest team right now, Faith? Who you think hottest? It's Florida.
The team right now, besides Duke, is probably Florida. But at the same time, if both of them win out, if both teams win out in their conference tournaments, one of the tiebreakers for me would have to be if they play head to head.
That would be the one for me to put that would keep them at a number 1 seed.
We're gonna go way back to November. That's what we're going back to.
Win is a win, though, Mike.
Okay, all right.
Just like
we use it in college football. If Ohio State beat Texas in week 2, and it comes down to both of them got identical records, they're gonna say, well, we're gonna get the slight edge to Ohio State because they won it head to head, even though it's in week 2. Texas may have won some games, but the team that they lost to, how are we gonna put them ahead of them?
It's gonna be interesting, man, when the bracket come out. But what's more interesting is these conference tournaments this week, because it's been several major tournaments the last 2 or 3 days where number 1 seeds done lost.
Right.
So, like, man, it's gonna be real interesting to see, because to some of these teams, like for an example, I don't know how important to Duke, Michigan, Arizona, these top tier teams, I don't know how important the conference tournaments is to them. But some of these teams that's on the bubble, or some of these teams that know they can beat them teams, man, this is a big week for them, boy.
Like you said, it determines if they get in or not. But I don't know how y'all feel about this. Some of those teams may be playing to win their conference tournament because of seeding too. You know what I'm saying? So if let's just say we see a rematch of the Big Ten the Big Ten finale in the Big Ten championship game, Michigan and Michigan State play for a rematch. If Michigan State wins that game, that may drop Michigan to the 3rd number 1 seed and put Michigan State to the 2nd number 2 seed. You see what I'm saying?
Matter, though? What does it matter?
It matters because it depends on what it may put you in a favorable bracket. They may push them out of the Duke bracket and maybe into Arizona's bracket. Or
how important do you think it is, Faith, to these big teams, these like Arizona, Florida, UConn, Duke, Michigan? How important is the conference championship to them?
I think it'd be important because let's say, for instance, Duke and Michigan lose out, but Arizona and UConn wins their championship, and Florida lose out. I'm inclined to put UConn number 1 as the overall number 1 seed.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because it's important because they want to keep where they are seeding wise. Duke want to continue to be the number 1 overall seed. Don't have to change their colors. They're in a favorable bracket. But Michigan want to be that 2nd number 1 because they probably don't want to fall to the 3rd number 1, which will probably be a tougher bracket. Same for Michigan State. If they want to be a higher 2, they win this tournament, they're going to probably be the top number 2 seed.
Well, look, man, them conference tournaments, they are definitely huge. So
I would agree.
I can't wait to watch them, man. What we got next, Faith?
Damon Stoudemire got fired from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I just saw that.
He got fired?
Yeah, they fired Damon Stoudemire.
Only been with 2 years.
He done lost 12 straight.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Last place. Yeah,
that'll do it.
Can't win with short guards. NBA, real quick. We got maybe 10 minutes before we go. NBA. Who's your MVP right now, Damon?
Ooh,
And you better say who I think you're gonna say.
I
Better not
honestly,
go different.
I honestly, man, call me a homer, but I like Cade, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Call me a homer.
Somebody look up his stats, man.
I like Cade, bro. I can't sit here and act like I don't, man. Because even if you look at me and Mike was talking about this win the other day. If you look at a couple years ago where they had lost 20-something straight, they made a huge jump last year, pushed the Knicks. Look at what they did this year. And his points per game, I think they went down 1.5 points, but his assists and his rebounds went up. Now, his rebound probably dropped a little bit.
Hey,
But
Damon, they got put out in the first round last year or the semifinal?
It's first round.
first round. They played the Knicks tough, bro. And everybody kept saying, oh, they beat them in the regular season. It should be easy. No, playoff ball is different. That's why I don't put no stock on what Cleveland is saying. Oh, we beat them. Blah, blah. You got to beat us in the season, home, when it count. I wasn't them ones talking about, oh, they should sweep the Knicks. No, this is a different ball game. These cats ain't never been. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, call me a homer, but I'm looking at Cade as the MVP, dude.
I'm with Cade Cunningham or Jaylen Brown.
One of them two. I'm gonna look up Cade's stats, bro.
I got him right here.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah, played in 55 games, 35 minutes, averaging what the points at 25 points, 9 almost 10 assists and 6 rebounds a game.
Yeah, man.
And it's they got one of the top 3 records in the league considering where they came from. It's tough not to argue, man. It's tough. Because look, listen to this. Okay, so his first year he only played 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Second year 19, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Third year 22, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. 26.1 last year, 6 rebounds, 9.1 assists. This year, points did go down 25.2, 6 rebounds, and almost 10 assists, which is second in the league behind the Joker.
Joker lead the league in assists?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yes, sir. As a center.
That's ridiculous, that dog. I did not know that, man.
Yeah, he leads the league in assists, dude.
Come on, man. This dude is on.
And I believe he averaging 30. Or just under it.
So let me ask you a question, Faith. When it comes to the East, the Pistons, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Celtics. Can anybody else join them?
You said the Cavs?
Yeah.
You take them out with James Harden.
Oh, man. There we go with this, man.
You only talking about the Eastern Conference right now, Mike?
Yeah.
Man, no, I shouldn't have. I forgot they do got something with James Harden, man.
No, James Harden got something with James Harden. He has shown himself who he is.
They can get to the conference semifinal. So Fave and Damon, 2 months from now, when it's May, them 4 teams I just said, will they be the Eastern Conference semifinal?
I think so.
Knicks, Celtics, Cavs, and Pistons.
I think so.
Barring a miracle, yeah.
I think so. The thing is, who do you trust out of them 4 teams? If you take them back, I'm going Celtics. As much as I love the Pistons, I'm going Celtics to represent again.
I trust the Knicks.
I don't trust the Knicks like everybody else do. I just don't.
As far as everything they need to win a championship and star power with Bridges and Brunson and Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, I trust the Knicks.
I don't know if I really trust the Knicks like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll make that run. If out of them 4 teams, I trust the Celtics with Brown, a great two-way to player. By that time, you say Tatum may have his legs under him. He's showing some. I don't know if I would put the Celtics over the Knicks. The Cavs go or D Mitchell go. If Harden decides to really put in the work and show up, they go into the finals. But Fave has a point. Nobody really trusts Harden in these situations because me personally, I ain't gonna say I don't trust him. I just don't know if I will put the ball in his hands. I'd rather put it in Mitchell's hands and let him do the cooking.
It's gonna be in Mitchell's hands anyway. That ain't
right. But what I'm saying, what happens if something happened to Mitchell? Do you trust the Cavs leaning on Harden to get him out? I don't know. I can't say I trust him like that.
Who you trust the most in the West?
Until further notice, OKC.
Ooh.
Who was the top four? It would be OKC. It would be the Spurs. It would be
Houston and Minnesota.
Okay, so yeah, OKC. With Minnesota probably being right behind them because of Ant-Man.
These games of yours have got to stop.
I trust Minnesota or Denver.
Denver would be a huge problem because of that big dude that's a triple-double at any point in time.
That's why I trust most. San Antonio, I've always been against teams that's young. Now, OKC showed me last year that they can win when you're young, so it may be a young man league now.
See, it will be tough for me because Wemby negates. He cancels out Holmgren. Holmgren cancels out Wemby. We both know those are 2 7-footers who are very, very, very good. Now is SGA. Who really are y'all gonna throw at him? Because that's another one that can give you scoring on all 3 levels. That's tough. The West is gonna be an all-out battle. It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war.
Birthday on your birthday.
Both of those semifinal games will probably go 7.
Possible, yep.
It's the number one.
You'll always be my number one baby.
That's gonna be a good one. Ooh, if those fall in the West, that's must-see TV to me. That's must-see. That's must-see TV. Well, the East would be too, especially if it's Celtics, Knicks, and Cleveland, Detroit.
I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte trying to make some noise now.
Charlotte is making some noise.
Yeah, Charlotte gonna be all right.
Did y'all hear the argument? I don't know. I was on YouTube, man, and Kenyon and Rashad McCants was arguing about Khan, and Kenyon brought up a really good point that he's getting his points because he's the 4th option, and when you got Bridges, Leon Ball, and what's the other nigga name? I forget his name.
Brandon Miller.
Miller. He gets a lot of that. I still think he's a good player. I don't know. I mean, I think he could be a first option on another team. He's just young. Do y'all think he will be a decent first option? He's slow. He's not athletic, but he can get his shot off.
And what else can he do?
Symbolic rituals.
Well, you don't play defense. I'm talking about like.
The day we met.
I mean, he a rugged player.
He kind of reminds me of a younger Klay Thompson a little bit.
He's a little more physical than Klay, though, Faye. He a tad bit more physical than he ain't scared to go down there and bang him out. That's what I'm saying. Like, pause. Caught myself. He ain't scared to go down there and play physical and grab that rebound. I'm not saying Klay wouldn't. I just think he'll go grab.
When you say grab rebound, I mean grab the ball.
No, not that ball. Grab the rebound.
Okay.
Grab. You said grab the ball, Damien?
No, I did not.
It grab my go nuts.
No, I did not.
You got that. Who said that?
I didn't say that. Now,
Who said that?
I just think Kenyon brought up a good point. He's not the focal point. It's just like the Kevin Love syndrome. When he was the lone guy, he put up the numbers, but he was the option. His points decreased a little bit, kind of leveled him out. Not saying he was a bad player. I always thought he was a double. He was a walking double-double. But was he a 25-12 double-double?
Just like Chris Bosh. Was he a 23, 25 and 12, 25 and 10 in Toronto when he went to Miami?
I mean, those is valid. So I just thought it was a decent argument. But Charlotte is playing very good defense, and they making some noise. So that's a team I won't want to play in the playoffs.
And I do know those top 4 options for Charlotte did average more than Rashad McCants did in his whole career, but that's neither here nor there.
I can't disagree with that.
Man, this is a good show tonight, fellas. Real good show.
It's a good show. Mike, what we got tomorrow?
School in the morning.
You got school in the deal.
School in the morning. And no, you can't take the little kids in the bathroom. They can't.
I can't take them to go pee-pee, damn it, man.
You can't take them to go pee-pee.
No, you can't.
Yet. I'm out, Faith.
We holler, y'all. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
All right, man. I'll call it y'all.